Do you think birth is a miracle? You're mistaken. If you're a crocodile, your birth is more like a lottery, with odds about as good as someone trying to become a millionaire by blindly poking at random numbers on a ticket. So here you are, an egg, small, pale, lying in the sand, covered by a thin layer of earth, surrounded by dozens of other unlucky souls who all hope to see the world someday. Not that there's much to hope for. First of all, your mother isn't some caring penguin who cradles her egg on her feet and warms it with her body. No, she just buried you in the sand like a hidden stash and left. Maybe she'll come back. Maybe she won't. You know, she's got important things to do, swimming, sunbathing, possibly planning her next meal. You, on the other hand, also have an important task. Not dying before you even take your first breath. And now, let's play a fun game called Hatch Before It's Too Late. A few ways to die before you're even born. The Egg Thief. Somewhere nearby, a watchful heron is already lurking. Her thin legs step so lightly on the sand that you wouldn't even feel her presence. To her, you're not a baby, not a future predator, not a little crocodile with big ambitions. You're just a delicious egg. One snap of her beak, and you'll never even know that you could have been a fearsome beast. Hellish weather. If your mother buried you too deep, the sun might heat the sand so much that you'll boil before you can hatch. There you are, dreaming of the future, but in reality, you're turning into a hard-boiled crocodile egg. Even five-star chefs couldn't imagine a delicacy like that. Death by siblings. A loving family? Yeah, right. If one of your future brothers or sisters hatches before you, they'll start digging their way out, ruthlessly pushing aside everything in their path, including you. They don't care that you're still there, small and unready for life. If you're in the wrong spot, they'll just crush you. So childhood in the sand isn't exactly cozy. It's more of a survive or become someone's snack kind of deal. But if you somehow manage to hatch, if you successfully poke through your shell with your tiny snout and take your first breath in this wonderful, danger-filled world, then congratulations. You are now an official contestant in the most brutal reality show of all time. Survive at all costs. You've hatched. Congratulations. That's your first victory in life. Now you have tiny legs, a miniature tail, and huge eyes full of innocence. You look adorable, but there's one big problem. You're not just a newborn crocodile, you're a walking snack. If you had internet access, you'd be frantically Googling how not to die in the first 10 minutes of life. Spoiler, your chances aren't great. Welcome to culinary hell, where you're the main course. In this world, there are only two types of creatures, those who eat, those who get eaten. Congratulations, you're in the second category, and you don't even get the option to buy a premium subscription to skip the predator ads. Who wants to eat you? Birds. You think they're admiring you from above? Nope. To them, you look like a tasty little nugget with legs. And worse, a free nugget. Fish. You hoped they'd be your friends? Yeah, right. These guys switched to a high-protein diet long ago and won't hesitate to take a bite out of your tail. Frogs. Even these tiny, seemingly harmless creatures are eyeing you with culinary interest. You can almost see the glowing sign in their minds. Croc fry. Only today, only here. Other crocodiles. You'd think your older relatives would mentor you, teach you how to hunt and support you. Ha, no. They don't see a family member in you, just a bite-sized protein snack. Run to the water or die in the sand. Your first challenge? Get to the water. Sounds simple, right? The river's ahead, just go. But no, buddy. This isn't a walk in the park. This is a horror movie scene, and you're the unarmed protagonist, surrounded by dozens of monsters waiting for you to make one wrong move. You're sprinting across the scorching sand on your tiny legs. In your head, suspenseful music is playing, if crocodiles had soundtracks. Suddenly, a shadow looms over you. A heron is diving straight at you. In panic, you dive into a small pit. She misses, but she's already circling back for another attack. The bush nearby rustles. It's a monitor lizard. He accidentally spotted your frantic movement and figured that if you're fighting this hard to survive, you must be delicious. You're running for your life, a tiny green meteor blazing across the sand. And finally, you make it. You hurl yourself into the river, bury yourself in the mud, and freeze. Phew, you're safe. For the next 5 minutes, congratulations, you're now a useless predator. You're in the water. You didn't die. But here's the problem. You're a crocodile who doesn't know how to hunt. You'd love to be a fearsome killer by now, lurking beneath the surface, launching lightning-fast attacks. But there's one small issue. You're the size of a sock. Fish swim past without even noticing you. Insects fly too high for you to reach. You're not a hunter. You're just a hungry, helpless little lizard. Now ask yourself, was hatching even worth it? Years have passed. You've finally grown up. You're no longer a tiny snack for every living creature. Now you have powerful jaws, a long tail, and a terrifying gaze. You're a true predator. Fearsome, unpredictable, deadly, and completely useless. Why? Because your whole life is now just waiting. You imagined yourself as a bloodthirsty monster, launching lightning-fast attacks, flipping boats, and scaring people out of their minds. Forget it. You just lie there. Your daily routine, endless buffering. You hide in the water, blend in with the muddy shore, only your two eyes peeking out. And you wait. An hour passes, nothing. 2 hours, still nothing. 6 hours. The water is starting to bore you, but you endure. You're a great predator, a great patient predator. 12 hours. Fish are swimming nearby, dragonflies are buzzing around, but you're still lying there, waiting. Finally, an antelope appears, cautiously approaching the water's edge. You feel the tension spread through your body. This is it, the moment of truth. You can already picture yourself exploding from the water, just like in those nature documentaries. The cameras slow down, the audience holds their breath, waiting for the attack. But no, at the last second, the antelope changes its mind and walks away. You remain exactly where you've been all day. And this isn't an exception. This is your daily life. A crocodile's life is like a grocery store without food. For humans, it's simple. You get hungry, you go to a store, pick out your food, pay, and leave. Worst case, you stand in line for a bit. For you? Completely different story. Imagine walking into a grocery store and the shelves are empty. No meat, no bread, not even that weird yogurt nobody buys. You wait. After 10 hours, someone finally brings food, but instead of putting it on the shelves, they just take it away again. And you keep waiting. At least humans can file a complaint about a bad store. You? You don't even have anyone to leave an angry review for. Sometimes you lie in the water for so long that you start questioning your own existence. Are you a crocodile or just a weird underwater statue? Maybe you're a museum exhibit. Maybe there's a secret swamp tour where humans watch you sitting motionless. But despite all this, you keep waiting. Because you have no other choice. You probably think that growing up means finding friends, starting a family, or at least having some company for evening hangouts on a warm shore. Well, guess what? You're wrong again. You're a crocodile, and crocodiles don't make friends. Lions live in prides, wolves form packs, even dumb pigeons gather together to stroll through the city and discuss pigeon business. And you? You're alone. Always. Of course, you'll run into other crocodiles, sometimes way too many of them. Imagine this. You find a cozy little patch of land, the perfect spot to bask in the sun, forget all your problems, and just enjoy life. You're finally relaxing when, boom, another crocodile emerges from the water. He silently lies down next to you. You frown but tolerate it. 30 minutes later, there are 3 of them. An hour later, 5. Nobody talks. Nobody acknowledges each other's existence. It's not a warm family reunion or a friendly gathering. It's more like a crowded elevator full of strangers. Everyone pretends this is normal, but the second someone accidentally brushes against another's tail, a brutal fight breaks out. And just like that, 2 massive crocodiles start roaring, snapping at each other's faces, rolling into the water, biting, drowning each other. Then, as if nothing happened, they crawl back onto the shore and lie down in the exact same positions, like it never happened. But if you think fighting your neighbors is your biggest social problem, you seriously underestimate crocodile society. You live alone, literally. You find the perfect swamp, dirty, cozy, warm, a nice shady spot to hide from the sun. You settle in, enjoying your solitude, bothering no one. Then suddenly he appears. Hey. What? Leave. Why? Because this is my swamp now. No, it's my swamp. Then let's fight. And that's it. No discussion, no compromise, no let's split the territory, just violence. Either you eat him or he eats you. Love. What love? If you think that at least love might bring some joy to your lonely crocodile life, that maybe crocodiles have romantic moments like humans do, you're wrong, again. Crocodile romance follows one simple rule. Whoever screams the loudest gets the girl. Males crawl onto the shore and start roaring their lungs out, each trying to be louder and more obnoxious than the others. Meanwhile, the females float in the water, listening to this disaster of a concert, picking the one with the most unbearable voice. So you scream, you strain your vocal cords, you win this ridiculous contest, and finally, you find a mate. What's next? A long, happy life together? Raising your children as a loving couple, like swans? Nope. You get exactly 2 weeks with her. Then she leaves to lay eggs. And just like that, you're alone again. You don't even know where your kids are, how they're doing, or who they even are. Maybe half of them have already become snacks for herons, and the other half for other crocodiles. Not your problem. You just crawl back into the water, sink into the mud. And wait. Years pass, you grow old. At first, you barely notice it. Maybe you swim a little slower. Maybe it takes you a bit longer to warm up in the sun. But then, the real nightmare begins. Your back aches, your joints creak. When you try to lunge out of the water at your prey, your body whispers, "Buddy, let's take it easy." And the younger ones? They don't respect old crocodiles at all. Once, you were the terror of this river. Now, they don't even take you seriously. "Hey, old man, maybe you should move aside," says some cocky youngster now lounging on your favorite log. "Do you even know who I am?" you huff indignantly. Yeah, you're a crocodile who's about to drop dead. And the worst part? He's right. Every day, you feel your time running out. Your strength is fading, hunting has become torture, and each new day is a survival challenge. But now, from the other side of the food chain. And then, one day you hesitate for just a second too long. You see another crocodile approaching. Younger, faster, meaner. You know you need to react. You should move. But your body decides to wait, just for a moment. And that moment is all he needs. Bam. Your own teeth once tore through flesh just like this. But now, you're not the predator anymore. Now you're dinner. Ironic, isn't it? For 50 years, you waited for your prey. And in the end, you became someone else's meal. Moral of the story? If in your next life, someone offers you the chance to be a crocodile, politely decline. Or at least demand internet access, so you have something to do while you're waiting.